Morning, welcome back to the shed. So, this is my helmet, Scorpion Exo Air 520. I ordered it a couple of weeks ago. It was on sale. I think it was reduced from like 200 and something quid down to just over 100. And to be honest, my old helmet is, well, the helmets I've got have always been crap, to be fair. So I thought I'll buy something half decent. I've used it a couple of times already, and I have to say noise is really, really good in terms of how quiet it is and how much it suppresses the vibrations, which I found straight away. I do like, it's not a review on the helmet, it's a review on a visor I bought from AliExpress. I didn't think that it would be much good. So, but it was recommended to try it, and I like this helmet because it's got that little visor thing inside. So anyway, helmet is what it is. Maybe I'll do a review on that, maybe I won't. This is just a quick short video because, as I say, the visors for these, brand new, official visors. So I think they're about 70 quid, 60, 70 quid. So I went on AliExpress because someone I know uses it.
Fuck off. You fucking playing it? Knock you out.
If you want some, I'll give it you.
And I thought, okay, fine. And the visor was something like, I thought it was actually mispriced or mislisted or whatever you want to call it. It was about £6.50, £7. So I'm not expecting a lot from this, to be fair. In fact, I'm expecting it to be shit. But the reviews that I read they're okay. Everyone was saying, yeah, it's hard to fit because it's not exactly the machining process is not the moulding process. Maybe it's not bob on. And yes, it's from China, and yes, it's, you know, fits other helmets as well. But Exo 520, it says it'll fit, so I'm going to fit it, and then we'll have a look. I mean, I'll bring the camera over now to show you and see what we can see, but basically the moulding, I'll be honest, it looks pretty good. First impressions are that it looks pretty good. Yeah, I don't know how, this is the thing, it can look really good, and yes, I'm looking through it, and you know, I won't know until I get on the road, will I, if there's any imperfections in that moulding and visual and that sort of thing. But in terms of the clips and everything being where they should be, then it's all pretty good. Although there's a larger pin lock, much larger than the one that's on the visor now, but we'll have a look. Maybe I can take that off and put that one on. I'm sure I can actually. Anyway, we'll have a look. Let's get the camera on it, get a bit of a close up. So it looks identical in terms of the, not sure whether you can see that clip. I can take that off, I think, and put the old one on. But if we look at the, you see the sort of like mouldings on the inside. It's hard to see on the camera really, but it looks okay. So I'll fit it and see how well it operates when it's in situ. Right, so visor fitted. It looks pretty good all the way around. The seam or the seal, if you like. There's no like obvious gaps. I thought there might be. Maybe. I'm just, it's really difficult because it's so cheap. You know, you're going to think to yourself, well, obviously the plastic they use or the forming process that's used, the manufacturing methods that are used, something has to be different, because otherwise you're paying 60, 70 quid for an official visor, so to speak. But it does fit, and it fits nice. And I've replaced the pin lock for the smaller ones that were on the original visor. I can't see anything wrong with the visor when I'm wearing it in terms of any blemishes or deformations or anything in that moulding. So I'm happy with that. This clip works slightly different. It's exactly the same in terms of the design, but if we open it, when you close it and you bring it down to there, so naturally you would, if you're on your bike, you know, you'd flick it down, but there's an additional little push, if you like, that you have to do. So when you push it down, the visor, well, if you do it gently, you've got this kind of additional little click. Whereas, I suppose, to be honest, when you're on your bike anyway, who does that? Most people just slam it down. And in that instance, there's no click needed. What I will say, it moves up and down the same in terms of, like, it's quite rigid to move. So it does click quite nicely in between. The only real difference is sometimes, and it's probably because I'm doing it one-handed, but if I push it up and you watch the right-hand side up here and the left-hand side here, if I push it up from the center, it's like sometimes the right-hand side, there we go, the right-hand side has moved, the left-hand side hasn't. So if I push it up a little bit more, it clicks. Now, I don't know if that's just because I'm using one finger in the middle and I'm holding the camera, but I did notice that sometimes when you push it up, you get a movement on the one side. There you go again, look. Movement on the top right. It's almost like in between a click. So it's deforming the visor slightly. So, but saying that, you know, if I put my hand slightly over to the left and press up, yeah, it still does it, see? So I don't know. That is going to, for me, that's the moulding. That's the difference between a cheap visor and an expensive visor. See, it's doing it, look. But if you push it up, if you like, more square, there, it's working there, look. So that's okay, look. So I'm using a bit more force. But as I say, it naturally does want to kind of click on that right-hand side first. But if you just grab it with a bit more force and be a bit more forceful with it, it is okay. Look, for flipping, how much was it? 8 quid? 8 quid? 9 quid delivered, as opposed to 60 quid. I haven't been on the bike with it yet, but what I will say is it does fit. It does fit nice around there. There is a good seal. And I can't see for any reason why I would hear the wind more than I would with the other visor. So I'll give it a go and report back. As I say, I can't see any blemishes on the inside. It's not obviously completely black when you look out of it. It's more of a smoky effect, but obviously it does look black on there. But we'll see, because 12 months down the line, when it's been out in the sun, it might fade. I don't know. But at the minute, 8, 9 quid, I will say I'm happy with it. I did have to very, very slightly on these mouldings on the sides where they fit in, not just in the centre, but there's some that fit down the side, as I showed you earlier. I did have to use a real fine file, just a really small one, because there was a couple of burrs on there, which actually made fitting the visor quite difficult. I had to be quite forceful fitting it until I filed them down. So I had to use a really, really fine file. You know, just, it wasn't a lot. It wasn't a lot. But for £9, do you know what? I'm happy with that. We'll give it a go, see what it's like for noise. But yeah, happy days.